It all started in January 1959 when Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, J.P. Richardson, who was known as the Big Bopper, Dion and the Belmonts, Frankie Sardo, Tommy Alsop, Carl Bunch, and Waylon set out from Milwaukee, Wisconsin on a 24-day tour barnstorming the Midwest. The amount of travel on the tour created logistical problems as the distance between venues had not been considered when scheduling each performance. Adding to the problem, the unheated tour bus broke down twice in freezing weather, leading to drummer Carl Bunch being hospitalized for frostbite on his toes. Buddy then made the decision to find another means of transportation. Before their next performance, which was at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa, Buddy chartered a 4-seat Beechcraft Bonanza airplane from Dwyer Flying Service in Mason City, Iowa for himself, Waylon, and Tommy Alsop to avoid the long bus trip to the next venue in Moorhead, Minnesota. Following the Clear Lake show, which ended around midnight, Alsop lost a coin toss and gave up his seat on the charter plane to Ritchie Valens. Waylon voluntarily gave up his seat to the Big Bopper, who was suffering from the flu and complaining about how cold and uncomfortable the tour bus was for a man his size. When Buddy learned that his bandmates had given up their seats on the plane and had chosen to take the bus rather than fly, a friendly banter between Buddy and Waylon ensued, and it would come back to haunt Waylon for decades to follow. Buddy jokingly told Waylon, "Well, I hope your old bus freezes up." Waylon jokingly replied, "Well, I hope your old plane crashes." Less than an hour and a half later, shortly after 1 a.m. on February 3, 1959, Holly's charter plane crashed into a cornfield outside Mason City, instantly killing all on board. Waylon and Alsop continued the tour for 2 more weeks, featuring Waylon as the lead singer. They were paid less than half of the original agreed-upon salary, and upon returning to New York, Waylon, with no intention of ever playing another note, put Buddy's guitar and amplifier in a locker in Grand Central Terminal and mailed the keys to Buddy's wife, Maria Elena Holly, and he returned to Lubbock. For decades afterward, Waylon repeatedly stated that he felt responsible for the crash that killed Buddy. This sense of guilt ended up precipitating bouts of substance abuse through much of his career. After Waylon returned to Lubbock following the plane crash, he was of course unemployed, so he returned to KLLL. Because he was deeply affected by the death of Holly, his performance at the station worsened. He left the station after he was denied a raise and later worked briefly for the competition KDAV. But that didn't work either. And when his wife Maxine's father got sick in Arizona, they headed west.